Well, there has been some more things with Offset and Cardi. Offset has now deleted his Instagram and his X account. His X account currently pulls up as this account does not exist, and you can't even go.
Blocked you, even though I know you was gonna go to Atlanta, and I was like, I didn't want to know what you was doing out there. I told you I blocked. You was calling me all private numbers all morning. You was calling my mama. Let me tell y'all about this, all right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life.
It looks like Offset is truly struggling right now. Cardi B just dropped a major revelation, saying he's been constantly texting her with desperate messages, claiming he can't live without her. To make things even more concerning, she says he's been making intense emotional threats, like saying he won't survive if she continues seeing someone else, specifically her new man, Stefan Don. What began as your typical messy breakup has now escalated into something far more serious and deeply troubling. Cardi says she's been doing everything she can to stay calm, centered, and focused. But Offset's emotional breakdown is making that incredibly difficult. And based on how she's speaking, this situation might just be the beginning of something much bigger. Offset has always had this public persona that swings between being wild and acting like he doesn't care, like he thrives in the chaos. But this feels different. It's coming off as deeply personal and unstable. In late March 2025, Cardi went live on X and spilled everything. And when I say fans were shocked, I mean nobody saw this coming. She shared that Offset's messages weren't just about missing her. There was a much darker layer. According to Cardi, he allegedly said things like, "If I can't have you, nobody can," and even went as far as to threaten harm to both himself and her if she didn't break things off with Stefan immediately. That's not just emotional manipulation, it's terrifying. Cardi didn't brush it off either. She was clearly shaken and made it known that she's seriously concerned about Offset's mental health. But at the same time, she's made it clear that she's no longer going to let emotional blackmail dictate her choices. This isn't some publicity stunt. This is real-life drama spiraling into a full-blown crisis.
All right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life.
This whole situation came out of nowhere, especially considering that for months, Offset had been acting like he was completely checked out emotionally. He had been carrying himself like nothing was bothering him, appearing online, laughing, joking around, and looking carefree like none of it mattered. He was posting as if he didn't have a single concern about who Cardi was seeing or what she might do next. From the outside looking in, it seemed like he had already moved on and was just enjoying life, fully at peace with the breakup. But now, this sudden flip, from being emotionally distant to expressing intense feelings, caught everyone by surprise.
Hey, what's up, Twan? Cut the light on. Yeah, man, I just want to let y'all folks know we having know what I mean? I'm going up out of this, y'all live with that.
What's truly wild is how completely different things were behind the scenes compared to what fans were seeing online. Based on everything Cardi revealed, this wasn't just some one-off emotional episode. She says Offset has been relentlessly blowing up her phone with texts and calls nonstop, like he's caught in a never-ending loop. It's become obsessive, overwhelming, and completely disruptive to her peace of mind. Cardi shared that some of the messages go beyond emotional. They've entered a genuinely troubling space. It's the kind of behavior that makes it crystal clear he's not ready to move on, even though he's out here pretending like he doesn't care. That whole chill persona he's putting on for social media, it's starting to feel more like a performance than any real sign of healing. Cardi seems done with it and ready to show people what's actually been happening behind the curtain. One of the most shocking parts, Cardi said she personally reached out to the woman Offset is currently dating. That's right, she contacted his rumored girlfriend, Melanie Jada. Melanie's been spotted in Dubai with Offset, looking totally unbothered. But Cardi said she wasn't trying to start drama. She simply forwarded some of the messages Offset had been sending her. It wasn't out of bitterness, but as a reality check. And Offset, he didn't handle it well. According to Cardi, he completely lost it when he found out. This is the same man who, just days earlier, allegedly sent shady and disrespectful content to Stefan Diggs, Cardi's rumored new guy. But the moment the roles reversed, he flipped. Fans immediately started pointing out the double standard, and from there, the drama only escalated. Cardi also revealed that things didn't settle down. In fact, they got worse. She said every time she travels, that's when Offset's behavior ramps up. Suddenly, she's flooded with voice notes, many of which feel less like attempts to talk, and more like efforts to chip away at her confidence. Some of them, she said, were clearly meant just to hurt her emotionally. Even more disturbing, Cardi says Offset has FaceTimed her while sitting next to Melanie, almost like he's trying to trigger a reaction from her, trying to play on her emotions without having to say a word. Watching someone as strong as Cardi admit how much this has taken out of her is heartbreaking. She made it clear, this has moved far beyond drama or heartbreak. What she's dealing with now is emotional manipulation, psychological pressure, and a relentless roller coaster she's ready to get off of. The voicemails, the control tactics, the emotional exhaustion, Cardi's done. She's calling it out for what it is and finally drawing a boundary. At this point, it's not about being petty. It's about protecting her peace, standing up for her mental well-being, and reclaiming her space amid the chaos.
All that was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me and him having. That's the type of I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes, trying to put my self-esteem to the ground. And I'm so tired.
All of this felt like a curveball, but let's be honest, it didn't come completely out of nowhere. Cardi had been dropping both subtle and direct warnings for a while. Way back in January, she stirred up attention by publicly calling out Offset and his mother, accusing them of taking financial advantage of her. She didn't dive into the full details, but the seriousness in her voice made it obvious she was holding back more than she was saying. Around that same time, she also brought up something that hit home for a lot of people. Offset allegedly being absent during important family moments. Cardi said he missed out on spending the holidays with their kids, even though he showed up for his other children and went all out with gifts for them. The way she described it, it didn't seem like just a parenting issue. It felt like a targeted message, like he was trying to hurt her emotionally. Looking at the bigger picture, it all seems to point to one thing: control. Fans who've been keeping up say Offset's behavior doesn't just seem messy or emotional, it feels calculated. The nonstop messages, the emotional ups and downs, the mixed signals. It's like a playbook for keeping someone confused and off balance. Cardi's supporters have called it what it looks like: emotional manipulation. The pattern has become obvious. One moment it's guilt, then apologies, followed by silence, and then back to emotional pleas or anger. It's a draining cycle, and it's clearly worn Cardi down. According to sources close to the situation, all of this chaos might have been triggered by one thing: Stefan Diggs. Cardi moving on and being publicly linked to someone new, especially someone high-profile like Diggs, seems to have shaken Offset more than he anticipated. Insiders say he's not just mad, he's unraveling, feeling like he's lost control now that Cardi's genuinely embracing a new chapter without him. And when he realized he couldn't make her walk away from the relationship, his tone reportedly shifted from emotional to intense. That's when things took a darker turn. Messages filled with pressure, energy that felt unstable, and signs that had fans and loved ones seriously concerned about Cardi's emotional well-being. It's like all that calm Offset was projecting online was just a cover for what was really going on. People close to the situation say he's been doing everything he can to win her back, begging, pleading, making promises, and asking her to stop the divorce. But here's the reality. Cardi's been down this road before. Back in 2020, she filed for divorce the first time due to infidelity. Even after that, she gave the relationship another chance. She really tried to rebuild, stepped back in with hope that things could be different. For a while, it looked like they had found a bit of peace. But by the end of last year, it was painfully clear the same problems hadn't gone anywhere. And this time, it wasn't just about relationship drama. It went deeper than that. Cardi opened up about how she's had to carry the emotional weight almost entirely on her own, not just when it comes to love, but also in their home life. School fees, constant security, childcare, she's been handling it all. Meanwhile, she says Offset couldn't even be counted on to consistently show up. That's more than just disappointment. It feels like betrayal. And for Cardi, betrayal seems to be the final line. She's not crossing it again. What's making all of this even more intense is Offset's reaction. According to Cardi, his recent behavior has reached a concerning level. She says he's been sending her messages filled with emotional pressure, claiming he's not okay, and insisting he can't go on unless she cuts ties with her new partner. She's not brushing this off. This isn't about love drama anymore. It's a real mental and emotional situation. But Cardi has hit her limit. She said it loud and clear. Apologies mean nothing when the behavior doesn't change. What she's seeing isn't true remorse, it's a cycle. And she refuses to fall back into that same pain again. This divorce isn't just about legal papers. It's her way of reclaiming her peace and protecting her family. Offset's emotional unraveling, at least as Cardi describes it, has made it impossible for her to pretend things are okay. One particular moment that seemed to send everything over the edge was when a photo went viral showing their son, Wave, with braids styled just like Stefan Diggs, the man rumored to be Cardi's new partner. What looked like an innocent picture to most people apparently struck a nerve with Offset. He didn't just get upset, he went public. He jumped on X, formerly known as Twitter, and posted a string of angry tweets. He questioned how he was supposed to feel seeing someone play with his son, hinting that he felt provoked. In one now-deleted post, he even suggested that crossing a line involving his child could bring serious consequences. The energy in those posts didn't go unnoticed. It felt intense, but it wasn't just about the hairstyle. For Offset, that image might have symbolized something deeper, like someone else stepping into his former role, not just as Cardi's partner, but as a father figure. Seeing his son resemble another man likely hit him hard. Then came the viral video that sent the internet buzzing, Cardi dancing while Stefan playfully tapped her from behind. The vibe was lighthearted and full of joy. But for Offset, it might have been the last straw. Suddenly, the world saw two sides, one looking happy, carefree, and in love, and the other spiraling, desperate to prove he still matters. But here's the twist. Everyone can see the shift now. The energy has changed, and behind the scenes, things are only getting more heated. Cardi B didn't hold anything back when she opened up about how serious Offset's behavior has become. She revealed that after receiving a series of unsettling messages from him, she forwarded them directly to Melanie Jada, his current girlfriend, the same model seen shopping with him in Dubai. That decision, it set Offset off. He was furious, but Cardi stood firm and didn't back down. Why? Because what Offset allegedly did before that crossed a serious line. According to Cardi, he wasn't just jealous. He retaliated by sending inappropriate revenge content to Stefan Diggs. She says it was a bitter, calculated move to sabotage her new relationship and get under her skin. But instead of crumbling, Cardi flipped the script and let Melanie see the truth for herself. And things didn't stop there. Cardi says that every time she starts moving forward, especially when she travels, Offset gets triggered. That's when the aggressive voice notes come in, filled with insults meant to cut deep. This isn't just a bad night or a heat-of-the-moment argument. It's become a repeated cycle, a pattern of manipulation, mental pressure, and emotional games designed to wear her down. According to Cardi, some of those messages weren't just annoying, they were vicious, meant to make her feel worthless. She even claims Offset would call her while sitting next to his new girlfriend just to toy with her emotions and maintain control over her reactions. That's not love, it's emotional warfare. And the hardest part? What Cardi shared next. In a raw and emotional live stream, she got real with her fans. She said the entire marriage had left her drained on every level, mentally, emotionally, physically. She wasn't just exhausted from the arguments, she was tired of always having to guard her peace while someone else kept dragging her back into the storm.
See, I really felt like I was going crazy. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Like, my baby came out 5 pounds. A healthy baby. No,
Nothing really changed. At least that's what it looked like on the surface. But according to Cardi, things got so overwhelming that she reached a dangerously high level of frustration. She didn't sugarcoat it either. In her own words, I was going to end up going to jail because I was going to end up hurting him seriously with my bare hands. That kind of raw honesty hit like a punch, and fans couldn't ignore it. At that point, it wasn't about love or heartbreak anymore. It was about someone being pushed way past their breaking point. People stopped viewing Offset's actions as just another dramatic celebrity breakup moment. This wasn't about loss. It was about control, clear and simple. And just when it seemed like Offset might be ready to take accountability, or at least calm down, he disappeared. No warning, no statement, just gone. One day he was posting, and the next, both his Instagram and X, formerly Twitter accounts were deactivated. He completely ghosted the internet. Some fans believed he just needed space, while others saw it as a move to avoid the growing backlash coming his way. Either way, his sudden disappearance only stirred the pot even more.
There has been some more things with Offset and Cardi. Offset has now deleted his Instagram and his X account. His X account currently pulls up as this account does not exist, and you can't even go